G'day guys, I thought while I was waiting for the last couple of parts to arrive that I'd run you through what I've ordered for the engine so far. Ignore the dishwasher in the background, we've waited already for it, I'm not waiting again. So for the bottom end, obviously your oil pump. Important thing to remember with your oil pump is the bracing here. The old one's just got mounting bolt and no bracing to where the tensioner mounts for the timing belt. That's what got me. That's why my engine's currently pulled out, because I got told I already had the better oil pump. Didn't. Thank you, Land Rover Barbagallo. Crankshaft, speed sensor ring. So you got to pop this out in order to do your rear main oil seal. So, which is the rear main oil seal there that I picked up for you. But yeah, you've got to lever this off. You pretty much destroy it from what I've seen from Piston Brake Garage and Christian and Vera for LR time. When they levered this off, pretty much gets damaged, so buy a new one straight away. If you're in there, you may as well buy a new rear seal. You'd be stupid not to. And then to put that sensor on, this is off eBay, it cost me about 140 bucks. It's a specific tool, so it actually has a locating dowel there for the seal to sit on, and then pretty much lets you put it in the perfect spot. Rather than stuffing it up, because apparently if you stuff this up, it's game over and it doesn't read properly. So I'm not going to take any chances of that, so I got the tool. This is another thing I'm worried about after seeing LR Time's video, is I've got the King's bearings. Obviously the engine going into mine is a 2.7 out of a 2012 Ford Territory, so from what I can see in the later model specs, I think these are going to fit, but I'm unsure after seeing Christian's video, so I'll let you know. There is a guy that I spoke to on one of the forums, I think it was either like Ross or Richard, who seemed to know a fair bit about these bearings, and he recommended a different brand, but I can't remember what brand it was. So if you're watching, mate, can you please comment below, let me know what it was, because I'll look into that as well if these don't fit. That's pretty much it for the bottom end. I've got a bottom end oil seal kit. Did notice this comes with a new oil cooler gasket as well, which is pretty cool. It's a bottom end oil seal kit. I've got the, thanks to Christian from LR Time as well, he's helped, he gave me the part number for me to be able to order the main big end crank bearings from America. So I'm waiting on them to currently arrive, as well as I'm getting new hydraulic lifters for the heads, and I think that's it. I think that's all I'm waiting for. And a new timing cover, because my tensioner put a hole in it. As far as the top end goes, I've got, while I'm in there, I thought may as well, if I'm do the timing chain guides, and then I thought while I'm doing the timing chain guides, I may as well do the valve stem seals, and then I thought while I'm doing the valve stem seals, I may as well do the hydraulic lifters. So I'm basically at the point now where I'm not too far away from where I would have been if I just kept my engine and decided to rebuild that engine. I've gotten a bit carried away sorry bub, love you.
No, you've kept this a secret.
So I'm not too phased, because the plan is with my old engine is I will get that running and schmick, and we will be buying another Land Rover that's got a failed engine to get.
This has been his secret the whole
sort
time.
of make some money back from that. So I am planning on getting another Land Rover eventually that's not running, to fix her up and put her back to her former glory. So timing chain guides and chains. Obviously exhaust manifold gaskets. I've got front and rear timing belt kits. Just beware if you go on the Bearmax site. This is the part that they give you for the crankshaft sensor. It's wrong. It's for a 4-litre V6 petrol. So that's 100% wrong, and once you're in there you'll know, because the R engine, it's a skinny long black plastic one, eh? And the wiring comes out the back with a plug on it. So this is for the V6 petrol. That's the only part they've got listed for the crankshaft. Don't buy it. I'm going to email them and let them know. And then while you're doing, I recommend changing this anyway. It cost me like $80. If you ever doing your timing belt, I'm struggling to talk today, guys. If you're ever doing your timing belt, you got to pull the cover off and all that to change this pulley. It actually mounts in behind.
Okay.
Yeah, it actually mounts in behind the timing belt. It's got nothing to do with the timing belt. This is what your fan is actually screwed onto. But if it gets noisy like mine was before my engine failed, you have to pull the timing cover off to get to it. So just change it while you're doing your timing belt. So I recommend that as a wear part just to bolt on for an extra $80. Also on Bearmac, these parts were listed as exhaust pipe crossover part gasket. They're too small, they're the wrong part. So that's another one I've got to email them about as well. So if you see that part number, don't go using it, it's wrong. Got rocker cover gaskets, which is also your intake gasket, because it's all a one piece. The boost hose kit, the silicone hose, I like me silicone ones. This is that joiner from your turbo to the steel pipe on the boost side of your intake. Bloody, if you're ever at this point, you'd be crazy not to change it. It's an absolute prick to change while it's on the car. Just to show you what sort of tangent I go off on, got a new Discovery badge for the back while I was looking for engine parts. I was like, oh yeah, need one of them. Injector seats, very important, you need to change them. I also bought an injector seat cleaning set so that I can clean it all out properly and have no dramas with, they call it Black Death, where the oil gets up past the seat. So I've got a set of them. Serpentine belt tensioner, because why not? I'm already going bloody ham on this. You have they call it a tensioner, but it's basically just a pulley for the Serpy belt. New one of them. New water pump. New oil cooler. I think the amount of work that this takes to get out, once again, I think I've mentioned him in one of my other videos, but Shane Shed has a 3-part series on this. It's basically one of the only people that's done a video on it. The amount of work this takes to get out of your car, if you've got the engine out or you've already pulled that crankcase vent separator out, it's like $380 to change this, and you'll never have to worry about it again. So just, I think personally this is one of those you'd be stupid not to change it parts. I changed, so when I first done mine, I couldn't find an aftermarket one, and basically it was leaking, but I didn't have the money, and it was $1,200 for genuine. I didn't have the money to buy a genuine one, so I separated the two parts, which keeps it all, the oil separated from the fuel and all that crap. And all I done was resealed it with 3-bond. But then I started to notice just not long ago that I was making oil, which is why I bought this part. And I bought this just before my engine failed. So that was planned to be done anyway, but this is a really important part to make sure that you change while it's out, because it's another job that's just, it almost broke me, didn't it, Bob? Mm-hmm. You come out a few times and I was just sitting there feeling sorry for myself.
Yep.
I've got an injector. This is for to replace number 2, because I know that number 2 on my engine had high values, but everything else is perfect, like right in spec. So replacing number 2, I'll just take a photo of the serial number and recode it with my what tool have I got? I can't remember. I cast off V2, because you can do that with that one. These are the Conrad bolts. So as I think I've said on a few of my posts, they look tiny. Yeah, Conrad bolts are a torque to yield bolt, which essentially means you torque them and then you stretch them 90 degrees. I don't like reusing any bolt which you have to stretch, because it never fully returns to its original size. So the idea of using the main crankshaft bolts again terrified me, which is why I'm so happy that Christian from LR Time managed to actually find a bolt for us. Worked out well. Got new glow plugs, because why not? Another one as well, if you ever do your oil pump or your front seal, your crankshaft pulley. Basically this is another torque to yield bolt, so you torque it, stretch it again. There's a part number for it. Don't be stupid. Replace it. It's about 40 bucks for the bolt, but you won't have to worry about it.
Do it.
Do it once, do it right. I've got the flex plate mounting bolts. I'm unsure about the torque and spec on them. Once again, it's just one of those scenarios where I've seen them, so I bought them. Probably didn't need to, but I don't have to worry about them. So Kerry's doing these weird faces behind the camera.
I'm just waiting for my little secret present to pop out.
I'll take you camping. That's what it's saying. So the crankcase vent separators, they do leak a lot. This is where, if you've seen my other video, this is where this goes into the block. So basically when you put that in, it just slides onto it and they leak. So if your oil cooler or your oil filter is not leaking in the V-gully, normally it's this just weeping in there a lot. So I was planning on doing the oil cooler and resealing my crankcase vent originally. These are your Y intake for those of you that are interested in the main Y piece into your intake. These are your part numbers to reseal them. I don't know about you guys, but I haven't seen many that actually have these seals in very good condition anymore. So I recommend replacing them. On my front bushes for my upper control arms, they're a poly bush. I'm actually not a fan of poly bushes, but we'll see how they go. I'll let you know. I know they're like better for longevity and stuff, but I don't like the ride that they offer. They get quite stiff. So I've still got the other bushes at the bottom, so hopefully the combo of those two works out all right. What else, bub? Oh, exciting one I've wanted to do for a long time. Got my trans cooler kit. I'm sure this will get you guys going as well, because I don't think there's actually a generic kit going around. So yeah, I've got this bad boy which will be mounted up the front in front of the radiator, and I'll be bypassing the original one because I don't like anything where I don't like trans coolers that share the radiator. One, because if the radiator leaks, your trans is toast, and two, you get heat soak. So if your trans is getting hot, your engine's going to get hot, or if your engine's getting hot, your trans is going to get hot. So when you're working stuff hard, generally it doesn't get the same chance as it does as if you have just a separate cooler. So this cooler here is for a Ford Territory, which I'm going to retrofit to fit mine. So I know a few of you will be excited about that one. I know I am. So we've got that sexy thing. Doing a lot of talking. What else we got? I also spoke about this in one of my other videos. This is the Thermostat Post Kit. Which, this is what I say to people all the time. Your thermostat is not the coolant crossover in the middle of your engine. That is literally just there to distribute coolant. Bagged up really well. So this is your thermostat here. And when you buy it as a complete kit, this is through Rovercraft. It's bloody expensive, but worth it. $740. Comes with the whole new. Comes with a whole new steel pipe off of your main water outlet. I think from the water pump. Which what I'll do when I install this is I'll mount this pipe to the engine and I'll disconnect it here, because this plastic inlet is actually a prick to get to. Oh, that's another thing I've got coming. Brendan Mills put me onto that, saying you'd recommend replacing it. So I'll be doing that for sure. But this is, yeah, almost every hose you need to worry about. And if your engine's out, then you may as well. I think, oh no, I've got more. It's like Christmas for me. I love putting new parts in the car. Front drive shaft, mine had a little knock in it, didn't like it. Technically another one I think that you should be replacing the bolts on. It says to in the manual, but it's not a stretch bolt, so I'm not replacing it. And then another front CV shaft for the right hand side. God, this is heavy. You can see it. And a washer bottle which has leaked ever since the bull bar's been fitted. So when you fit the bull bar, this bracket here, if it's slightly levered or has pressure on it, the washer bottle ends up cracking. So when you fit a bull bar up, you need to space behind this so that it doesn't have much pressure on it. Fortunately I didn't, so it cracked. So I put a new one in while there's nothing in the front end of the car. But
Is everything?
I think that's it. What's in here? Yeah, that's it.
What's
So-
that in the back corner?
That's empty boxes.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm currently waiting on that water outlet for the thermostat housing, and main shaft bolts and hydraulic lifters for your rocker arms. I think that's, yeah.
Where's mine?
You get a happy husband. See the smile? So fingers crossed this engine goes back together pretty nicely, because I'm up Sheep Creek otherwise. Yeah, I thought I'd just share that with you. So hopefully it gives someone a bit of value. I know I've ranted, but how long is that for? 10.5 minutes I've been talking for. So
16 and a half.
16 of that? Oh wow, okay. So sorry about that, guys. But yeah, if you haven't seen the channel yet and you are interested, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And maybe watch my ads so that I can start making some money off of the videos so that I can buy the missus a present.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching. Catch us.